The smell of bleach hit me first, sharp, desperate, almost arrogant. Her body lay on the kitchen tiles, head turned toward the back door like she tried to leave. The lights were still on, but the house felt blind. One coffee cup, two chairs, only one used. The clock on the wall kept ticking, mechanical, indifferent, as if time refused to stop for her. He was sitting on the porch when I arrived, shirt buttoned wrong, hands too clean. He said she slipped, that she was clumsy when tired. But the cut on her lip didn't look like gravity's work. I remember the way he looked at me, not with fear, but calculation. That's when I knew this wasn't panic. This was a performance, and I had just walked into the last act. I replayed every second in my head. The scene didn't breathe like an accident. The wine stain on the counter wasn't hers. The message on her phone, unsent, unfinished, read, "I know about her." I didn't tell the detectives. They liked stories that ended neatly. But this one had fingerprints of intention. He cried at the funeral, but grief doesn't glance at its watch. When I followed him home that night, his lights stayed off, yet someone moved inside. I saw her then, the other woman. Same necklace his wife wore in the wedding photo. He was sloppy, but not stupid. The kind of man who believes charm can erase evidence. And maybe he was right, until I found the photo she'd hidden inside a recipe book. 2 faces, 1 betrayal. And the timestamp, the night before she died. Guilt has a sound. It's not loud, it hums, constant, beneath their laughter. He started visiting the station more often, pretending to cooperate. Each time he asked if there were any new updates. Each time I said no. Each time his pulse gave him away. I began to see the cracks in his stories, his eyes, his silences. He spoke about her like she was both memory and mistake. And I wondered, did he love her once, or just the way she forgave him? His girlfriend tried to disappear from the city, changed her number, sold her car. But guilt travels faster than shame. By the time I found her, she wasn't running anymore, just waiting to confess without words. In her apartment, a single voicemail saved under unknown. His voice, calm, almost tender. That was the moment the case stopped being about her death and became about his control. The recording wasn't enough for court, too vague, too intimate. But truth doesn't always need permission to surface. I traced the phone's origin to a burner bought 2 days before the murder. No fingerprints, no receipts, just convenience. Then came the footage, a reflection caught in the kitchen window, his reflection, holding her, pushing harder than love allows. I didn't tell anyone right away. Sometimes justice needs silence to ripen. I watched him walk free, laugh in bars, flirt with guilt like it was harmless. Until I left the photo and a copy of the tape in his mailbox. No note, no warning. 2 days later, the girlfriend came to the station, trembling. She said he'd confessed. Not to her, to himself, in a drunken monologue she recorded. Said he couldn't sleep. Said the house still smelled like bleach. Said she kept looking at him with dead eyes, even in his dreams. That was enough. The night they arrested him, he didn't resist. He just whispered, "Tell her I loved her." He sat across from me in the interrogation room, wrists chained, voice steady. He wanted to explain, as if logic could undo blood. She found out, he said. I just wanted her to stop screaming. He smiled after saying it, the kind of smile that belongs to men who think they're victims of emotion. I didn't interrupt. I just slid the photo across the table. Her face, his hands. His breath faltered for the first time. I told him what I told every murderer. He didn't argue. Maybe he finally understood that silence isn't mercy, it's judgment. When they took him away, he didn't look back. And for the first time since that night, The house, his house, felt still. I stood in that kitchen again weeks later. No blood, no smell of bleach, just emptiness, the kind that lingers after truth leaves. Her family sold the house. New people moved in. They painted over the walls, replaced the tiles, but some stains never fade. They just learn to hide. I looked at her photo one last time before sealing the file. Case closed. But closure isn't justice, it's maintenance. We tidy up tragedy so it doesn't bleed into tomorrow. He'll spend years behind bars convincing himself it was an accident. She'll remain a line in a report. Domestic dispute turned fatal. And me? I'll keep walking into other houses, other silences. Because in my world, justice doesn't comfort the living. It only remembers the dead.